Phillipson, good to speak to you this morning. Turns out there was watering down. Turns out it wasn't in full. Turns out you weren't and didn't, so far, deliver.
So I gave that speech, as you saw, at the TUC Congress, and the TUC, representing trade unions, have been in the discussions that have taken place in recent days with business, with government, to find a way forward, to make sure that from April next year we deliver the biggest upgrade to workers' rights in a generation. The risk is, if there hadn't been that pragmatic approach taken, that millions of workers would not have had that upgrade from April. It would have delayed things by another year.
So the
millions
TUC
of your
is happy
viewers,
that's been removed, has it? Unions are happy that that's been removed. They say, yes, OK, it is a bit of a U-turn, but we're right behind you.
So they've been involved in these discussions and they want to see the Employment Rights Bill delivered, because the important protections around day one rights around sick pay and parental leave were at risk. They want to see those benefits come forward in April, as I do. You know, millions of workers across our country, many of your viewers, will from next April enjoy better rights and protections at work because of the changes that we're making. This is an important commitment that we made and we're delivering.
I mean, you know, I'm not sure that was an answer to the question about whether the unions are pleased. Business groups think it's good. The accusation, of course, is this is a bit of a sticking plaster for them when the budget has hammered them in other ways. And of course, there's an issue of trust, isn't there? Because you stood there to the country and said, no if, no buts, we are going to do this in full. We will not accept any watering down.
Yeah, we didn't want to accept watering down by the Lords. What's been happening in recent days is that discussions have taken place with trade unions, with business and government in order to find a settled position and a way forward. The wider package of measures was too important to jeopardise, and there will be progress on unfair dismissal. Currently it's 2 years before you can make a claim. That will come down to 6 months. But there will also be day one protections in other areas like sick pay and parental leave. That will make a huge difference to workers across our country, to so many of your viewers, and they will see better rights and protections at work because of this Labour government.
Well, I hope they will hear that, and I hope certainly, and I'm sure they do, that they will see that. I guess what I'm saying is why did you promise to do that and then not do it? Because, you know, life comes along, negotiations happen, because it now put you in a position of looking like you've not delivered. And why did the party in general make promises on tax to working people and put it in their manifesto, knowing that actually it's not possible to deliver?
So what we said in our manifesto around employment rights was that we did want to bring in place day one protections in a number of areas, but that all of that will be subject to consultation and discussion with business, with trade unions, with civil society, and that's precisely what we've done. But on questions like tax, I do appreciate that, as the Chancellor said, we're asking people to contribute a bit more in order to make sure we can continue to invest in our NHS, deliver more appointments and deliver a stronger economy. But we have held to the commitments we made in our manifesto around income tax, VAT and national insurance, and that is important for us.
But what you put is that you wouldn't be putting taxes on working people, and there are impacts of taxes on working people. We know that. We've seen that.
Labour just stabbed millions of workers in the back and tried to smile while doing it. The promise everyone was cheering for? Day one unfair dismissal, rights for every single worker. Gone. Wiped out. You turned faster than a politician spotting a camera. Remember that fiery speech from Education? Secretary Bridget Phillipson at the Trade Union Congress? Make no mistake, no ifs, no buts. We will deliver the Employment Rights Bill in full. She was banging the table, eyes blazing, swearing blind there'd be zero watering down. Fast forward 3 months, total humiliation. This morning she squirmed on live radio while the interviewer tore her to pieces. You said no ifs, no buts, yet here we are. Phillipson's excuse? We had pragmatic talks with business. We didn't want to risk delaying the whole package. Translation, big business screamed. Labour rolled over, and the flagship promise got binned. Now, unfair dismissal rights will kick in only after 9 months? Sorry. They're pretending it's 6, but everyone knows statutory probation periods will stretch it longer. Day one rights? Only for things like sick pay and parental leave. The big one everyone was waiting for. Protection from being sacked on a whim from your very first shift. Vanished overnight. The unions? Some are grudgingly nodding along because they're terrified. The entire bill would collapse. Others are furious, calling it completely hollowed out. But Phillipson keeps repeating the same robotic line. Millions will still get the biggest upgrade in a generation. Really? Tell that to the 0 hours worker who can still be dumped tomorrow morning with zero comeback, and then the interviewer went for the jugular on broken. Tax promises too. You swore no tax rises on working people. Phillipson waffled about asking everyone to contribute and broad shoulders, but everyone heard the same thing. The manifesto pledge is in tatters. Employer national insurance up Frozen tax thresholds dragging millions into higher bands. Energy bills still brutal. Working people are paying through the nose. When pushed to admit it was a mistake to promise the earth with no ifs, no buts, she refused point blank. No apology, no regret, just spin, spin, spin. Even the send crisis got dragged in. A 20 billion black hole heading straight for her department, and all she could say was, "It won't come from core school budgets." Yeah, then where exactly? Parents, teachers, low-paid workers, everyone got the same treatment today. Big passionate speeches yesterday, cold betrayal today. This wasn't compromise. This was surrender dressed up as pragmatism. Here's the result in plain English. Labor came to power promising to be the most pro-worker government ever. 6 months in, the mask slipped. When business barked, they jumped. When unions begged, they shrugged.